Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Printerverse 2016. Woo! Yay! Hey! So we're starting off today with something a little different. Because it's a new show, it's in a new location, and because it was a Drupa year and a lot of people didn't get to go to Drupa, what we wanted to start off with today and pretty much every day is giving people a look from our Alliance member vantage point about the industry, about how they see their products and services being able to help you guys, and everybody in the booth, of course, and welcome everybody in the booth. Nice to have you. Please help yourself to some coffee and tea and light herbal refreshments. Herbal tea refreshments. Sorry, everybody. It's not 4:20 yet. It's a little early for that. So, hey, Pat McGrew. Okay, so let me just start off by saying how I see the industry. This is the Print Media Center vantage point. So, to me, I see the industry as a collaborative tool. We all should be working together. We all should be user-friendly with each other. We all need to make the experiences as easy as possible for the community to get information, to work with each other, to work with your teams. And I'm talking to the printers and the suppliers in the audience and watching at home, to work with your teams on their specific needs. Not necessarily what you want to sell them, but hearing what they are doing, how they're using your equipment, how they're using your products and services, and being able to add value to that in a way that they can differentiate themselves in the marketplace. So that's my task for all of you for next year, and I will try to hold you to it as much as possible. So starting off our Alliance brief today, I'm going to bring up Mr. Brian Dollard from Canon USA, or just Canon. One Canon, people, just one Canon, one world, one Canon. I'm going to bring up Mr. Dollard from Canon, and before I do, I just want to thank you very much. We're going to thank you for the $1 million donation. It's official because it's on. Okay, it's all right.
Check's in the mail.
Okay, my check's in the mail. Okay, Mr. Dollard, thank you. Just take it away.
Thank you. So how many people am I talking to online?
4 million.
4 million. Okay, now I'm nervous. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to Graph Expo. Welcome to Orlando. For those of you who aren't here, it's really hot and actually pretty uncomfortable. So from a weather standpoint, you're not missing much. So I just want to talk a little bit about where we see the industry going in Canon and how that is reflected in what we've got here at the show today. We see in part evolution continuing in our industry, and we see revolution taking part. There's a lot of disruption going on. When I talk about evolution, I'm talking more along the lines of electrophotographic technology. Production color came out in the mid-90s and continues to evolve and remain a very viable technology going forward. The revolutionary part is inkjet, and one of the things we often get asked is, what is the battleground looking like between inkjet and electrophotography? There is none. There's only a battleground between the two technologies if a particular vendor only has one of the technologies, because they view that as a battle. From our perspective, we look at electrophotography still very much in an evolutionary phase, and that's evidenced by the fact that some of the things you'll see in our booth are brand new versions of our image press technology as well as other technologies, and that technology continues to evolve and continue to really solidify itself in the marketplace. And it was really that technology that brought digital into the market for us. But now we've got inkjet, and inkjet has impacted us in a couple of different ways. We've seen it, we've all seen it in wide format, and really how that's really transformed a number of applications, but also extended and made print more accessible. It's really, if you think about, just bring it down to the town you live in at home and look at how large format has impacted that. You go down Main Street in the middle of town and you'll see cars wrapped. Well, that's inkjet technology that's driving that. You'll see buildings wrapped. I always like to drive down, I live in a small town, and on both ends of the square in the town I live in, there's banners, and it's for different civic organizations, different events that are going on in town, and that's why I say it's made print more accessible, because historically, you go back 20 years ago, 10 years ago, that was really expensive, and it really wasn't an option. Now we have banners overhead, we've got buildings wrapped, vans wrapped, you walk on the floor in the convenience store and the floor's been printed on, and that's really where the inkjet has been transformative. Another area where we see it's been transformative and disruptive is in the production printing place. You know, Canon's been involved in this since 2008 with continuous form inkjet, and I say that's a revolution because it's not about Canon bringing that technology out to be able to compete better against its traditional competitors, that being other digital manufacturers, but really what we're doing there is we're going to capture more pages. And where's the majority of the pages produced? It's on offset presses. So inkjet has become revolutionary and disruptive in that it's now enabling us to go much higher speeds, much wider formats at a significantly lower cost, such that we're really having a significant impact in the commercial print space, taking offset pages. So when you go over to the Canon booth, you're going to see really all of those things, all those technologies represented, and you'll also see that in the context of workflow and how that's evolved, and how it's not just about having one piece of software to do one thing, it's how do they work all collectively and communicate back to your MIS. And welcome you to come over. It's booth 1500, and look forward to seeing you all there. And our website is usa.canon.com. Please visit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. Canon. Okay, so I'm going to bring up one of my favorite people, Subies, Mark Subers. I always get your title wrong. Group Publisher, NAPCO Media. Am I even close? What is it?
President.
You're president? Congratulations! Yay! I guess I missed that press release. Okay, Mark Subers.
Thank you, Deb. Yes, my real title is President of the Packaging, Printing, and Publishing Groups at NAPCO Media. And in my role today, what I'd like to talk to, and Deb asked me, and she told me I could go off the reservation a little bit, is sort of the greater NAPCO universe. I've shared this with Mark Johnson and some others here, and I think what Deb said earlier about the need for teamwork is really true. So, you know, we kind of come to these type of events and we talk amongst each others, and it's sort of this OEM to printer conversation, and the conversation, in my mind, needs to go more downstream. NAPCO Media actually has brands that allow us to do this, and I actually had told Deb in some other event we were in about the concept of really creating digital acceleration. Most of the things you're going to see here are based on the digital technology. All the the main players are up front. Everyone kind of understands offset. But from a print buyer perspective, from a brand owner perspective, from a marketer perspective, okay, do they speak the same language? Do they understand what digital technology will do to them? I would argue that they really don't. Okay, you say VDP to a marketer, they don't even know what you're talking about. That's a very standard vernacular that we use in this hall. Okay, but so we have brands, target marketing, we have a publishing group, we have a retail brand, a lot that I really want to create something and start having a more downstream conversation to bring all the parties together, because we look at digital technology, a lot of it is toner replacement right now, a lot of it is slight offset replacement right now, but we really need to grow the pie. Okay, and we need to get a significant larger group, and they need to understand it, because when they do, I think that's where we're going to see the acceleration of the adoption of digital and print itself, because a lot of marketers are like, no, I don't do that. We have a research arm now. We're going to be doing a lot of research around this, creating case studies and bringing this downstream to these clients. And we do hope that this really has a significant impact for the Canons and the HPs. I think, Mark, you want to sell more ink, right? Always wants to sell a little bit more ink. Machines aren't bad either, but there's only one way to get there. Okay, we need the cooperation of Deb's print buyers, okay, they need to understand it, and the marketers and the brand owners as well. They need to get away from just being necessarily focused on, digital in terms of advertising, okay, and come over and see what print, and it is working together. It's omni-channel, okay, but print does play a part there. We need to tell that story, and I think NAPCO Media is really unusually set to tell that story just because of the sort of full continuum we have from printers, commercial printers, package printers, implant printers, all the way down to brand owners and marketers, and even some folks in between like the agencies. So that's kind of where my head is. It's not exactly talking about what we do. You guys know us as Printing Impressions. You know us as package printing, implant graphics. You know our major brands. But that is really my focus right now because I think it's really a significant advancement of the industry, really. So piworld.com, napco.com if you want to go check us out online. And Deb, is that? Oh, and 611 if you want to come see us. I'll be walking the floor, so I probably won't be there, but.
And thanks so much. Just to mention that you guys have really stepped it up on your video marketing. So to all the suppliers and manufacturers out there and printers, if you want your information out there, video is universal. Get in touch with these guys. Thank you so much. Okay, bye. Get out of my booth. Okay, eeny, meeny, miny, HP. Mark Johnson, I don't know your title other than Mr. Fabulous. Do you have a different...
Marketing Manager in the Americas for our page-wide web press.
Marketing Manager in the Americas for your page-wide web press.
Big ink.
And it covers a large region of North America, all of North America?
North and
Correct.
South America.
North and South America. Bueno. Ooh, we have to talk. Someone was talking to me about South America before. Latin America before. Okay, without further ado, Mark Johnson, HP's view of the industry as he sees it.
In my humble opinion, hi, thank you for having us, Deborah, and thank you for the opportunity. HP has got a booth here, of course, and you'll see at the top, hanging from the ceiling, keep reinventing. And that's kind of our tagline, not just for HP in general, but we look at the entire print industry as keep reinventing. How do we change what we do as printers and as suppliers to printers? How can we reinvent the process? How can we make it better? So what we're going to show inside of our booth, yes, we have equipment and technology, which is wonderful. We've got an Indigo 12,000, a 7900, a 5900, all sorts of Indigo presses that are showing amazing color, and these are all presses that we launched at Drupa, and that's great on the technology side. We also have wide format latex printers to show some really cool banners and other kinds of substrates, so that's also cool technology. But the best part about our booth is what's in the middle. It's the juicy core inside, and that's what drives all of us, and that's applications. So you're going to see applications that our customers are producing on inkjet today. You're going to see customer applications from Indigo. You're going to see a whole brand showcase of why brands love Indigo because of color and quality. You're going to see award winners from our Inspiration Awards at the recent D-Scoop event. Things that are cool and eye-opening and ways to use not just variable printing, but version printing and regionalized printing and customized one-to-one printing. So lots of really cool ideas for what you can do as a printer to change how your customers view you. Are you putting ink on paper, or are you putting ideas in people's hands and heads? That's what it's all about. So that's what we're talking about from a technology standpoint, from an application standpoint, and also what we're talking about industry change is what's next. So we're also going to talk about some of our award-winning technologies, as well as what's coming with, super resolution and priming on paper and all that good stuff, which we'll talk in our booth. But if you want to learn more, it's www.hp.com. And if you want to know more, come see us at the HP booth. Look for the blue sign, keep reinventing. And with that, I will hand it off back to Deb. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, one last thing I should have said, and to copy Apple, just one more thing. If you come by our booth, we have a book signing happening. So Dr. Joe Webb, who I saw walking by here somewhere, Chris Bondi, Joe Webb, and Wayne Peterson wrote an amazing book called Unsquaring the Wheel. And it talks about how to help implement that transformation process in your print shop. Not just print shops, any business. But it's a really, really cool book. And if you come by our booth, you can get it signed by the author, and you can take a couple of copies home. And inside the book, we've also used a lot of the technology where you can actually scan it with your phone and see it come to life. Videos, explanations about how it was made, all that really cool stuff is incorporated into the book itself. So this is an example of how print comes to life. So come get your copy as well at our booth. And then we will be speaking at panels here tomorrow at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. And that will be the actual printer who worked on this, the author who wrote this, as well as the technology behind it. So you can hear all about it at the panel tomorrow.
Yes. And how can people get in touch with you?
www.hp.com. Come by our booth. Come find any of us with the blue buttons on. Thanks.
And I think you're actually Go Inkjet Page-Wide Web Press.
Go Graphic Arts.
Go Graphic Arts? Okay. And HP Graphic Arts is your Twitter. Officially, everybody.
And at Printer Mark.
And at Printer Mark is your Twitter. Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Paul, you want to sit or do something different for a change? Everybody, this is Paul from Solimar, right? Solimar, not Salamar, right? Solimar. I say that wrong, but the Canadian taught me how to pronounce it correctly. So, Paul, that microphone is actually live, so you can just pull that out, and I will just step out of the way.
That's awesome. Thank you, Deb. And I appreciate letting me sit down. My hands were full and I didn't want to drop everything, and I'm already knocking things down. Aren't these cool? Printerverse rocket pens. All right, so a couple of things. I'm from Solimar Systems, as Deb alluded to, and our company's been around for 25 years. We're in booth 841, and we have a lot of highlights at this show. We're very proud to say that we've won our first Must-See 'Em award, and it's called Inkjet Mailing and Efficiency Solution. And this is a really cool thing. You heard Canon talking about inkjet and people getting digital and doing all the things that they need to do there. We're helping you with the upstream stuff that you need to do to get ready for that. So what it does is it pulls together the different groups that we're talking about with the collaboration that was discussed earlier as well, to do that multi-channel stuff. Really cool application. You can come to, we have an app that's downloaded. You will get augmented reality experience when you scan this, and your bill's going to come to life, as will your advertising. And what you're going to see is this is our Must-See 'Em award, and with that there's 4 different ways we help, because the upstream stuff really drives that downstream component. And if you don't get that right and talk with marketing, IT, operations, the line of business, and all those folks, it'll never happen. So we're going to help get that done. We've been talking about multi-channel for a long time. I hear people interchangeably use omni-channel. They are different. Now, what's really important to note, and I'll tell you the definitions when you come to booth 841, we'll clear that up for you, but we are in the multi-channel space and the omni-channel space, and we'll help you communicate with your folks. We're at solimarsystems.com. You can see me at Paul Abdul on Twitter and at Solimar Systems on Twitter. I'm out, Deb. Gotta go. People meet. Oh, wait, one more thing. Solimar will be back at 2 panels, so we're on here. Thanks for the advertising. I love that, Deb.
Holy God. You're very welcome. Does anybody have eardrums left? Anybody? Anybody? No. Okay. Woo! Hey, Sandra. Okay. Eeny, meeny, miny, adfos. Sorry, he was here first. Okay. This is another one of my peeps. You're my peeps now.
We're tight.
We're peeps. This is, I don't even try, Palazzolo. Did I get it right that time? I like to call him Johnny P. Here's Johnny P with some very cool technology, actually. I actually have a lot of fun promoting it, because you have a little drying it faster at the speed of light, which flies right into my Printerverse wheelhouse. So we've been having a little fun sharing your information. But seriously, it's an amazing technology. If you have ink that goes on paper and it's wet, you might want to listen to what this guy has to say. Here you go.
Thanks, Deb. So Adfos, what we do, and Deb alluded to that, our tagline is drying and curing at the speed of light. So one of our, the gentleman I think from Canon was talking about evolution and revolution. And you know, the inkjet revolution, evolution, it's continuing. And where Adfos fits into that is we're actually taking our technology. People are wanting to push the envelope. They're wanting their presses to run faster. They're wanting to run on more substrates. They're wanting to improve their print quality and really, again, push the technology of the inkjet presses that they have. And that's where Adfos fits in. We provide inkjet drying technology, anything that's water-based. So talking about revolution and evolution, what we're seeing now is better life through chemistry, and we're not just talking about in Colorado, of course, but we're talking about better life through chemistry being how there were applications that used to be only able to be produced with UV. Now they're wanting to move more towards water-based inkjet technology, and Adfos is an enabler to that. If you were at Drupa, there was a number of different applications that were actually using water-based inkjet on actually printing on plastic films and substrates, where up until just a couple of years ago had to be UV. That is now starting to migrate to water-based technology. So what do? We enable current operators. You can take our technology, we can retrofit presses. We're a partner of HP, Kodak, and a number of others, again using our technology, and we can actually make your inkjet presses go faster, better, flatter sheets, so your finishing lines can run faster. So that's really what we do. We're just an enabler to push the envelope and push technology that you might already have in your plant today. So that's what we do. Oh, where do you find me? Actually, if you just gander right over there, you'll see that blue. It's booth 1019. So we're right there. Website is ADPHOS, ADPHOS, which stands for Advanced Photonics. So it just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? Adphos.com. So thanks.
Really appreciate it, John. Thanks for your support. Year 2 now. Smart guy. Where's Chris? Okay, now we're going to hear from some new friends of mine. Chris from Grafco, right? RMGT Grafco. Come. Offset press people. Offset, remember that? Offset.
Thank you very much, Deb. And hi, my name's Chris Manley. I work for Grafco, and I'm here representing RMGT, which is Ryobi MHI Graphic Technologies. Most folks in the industry will certainly remember the names, both Ryobi and Mitsubishi. They've merged, and now we're RMGT. And Deb, thanks so much for this opportunity. You and the folks from Print Media Center have just been terrific, and it's really helping us very much getting our message out. So, our theme at this year's show has been based on our advertising campaign, which is all wrapped around the concept of offset quality at digital quantities. So what we're really trying to emphasize there is that with the advent of the RMGT series presses that we're selling, we're now in a position to offer price points, delivery times, and speed to market that matches or rivals digital, and yet we still enjoy the tremendous quality and cost advantages that offset has always enjoyed. So now, part of the reason we decided to focus on that was, frankly, I need to tip my hat to a fellow that's technically a competitor of ours, Benny Landa. Benny made a lot of pitch during Drupa over the fact that only 2% of the over 50 trillion pages that are imaged in the world every year are still digital. And yet we're now almost at the end of our second decade of this digital revolution. And why would it be that there's only 2% of that entire market space that has shifted to either toner or inkjet? I think that there's really one clear reason, which is that the cost of that manufacturing is still not in line with the market. Inkjet's certainly getting there, but the resurgence that we have seen, we feel, has been based on three factors primarily. First of all, the resurgence of direct mail, as getting to clients has become more and more difficult. The second is that there's an awful lot of very old rolling gear in this United States, and so we're at a position where we're replacing a lot of very antiquated 2 and 3 press operations with one machine that's very, very efficient and has a lot of automation to offer. Now, we're also proud of the fact that in our booth 1201, we're going to be doing live presentations on our 5-color press, which features LED UV technology. Now, the LED UV technology won a must-see-em back in 2014. In 2015, we won a must-see-em award for a new technology that sped up make-ready with a simultaneous plate changing. And then our must-see-em award for this year was based on an onboard video camera display that allows our operators to control all aspects of the press from that central console. So I'd encourage everyone that's seeing this now live, first day of the show, to please find their way to 1201, where they'll be able to see a live demonstration of our equipment. You can also find us at ryobimhi.com. And Deborah, thank you very much.
And your presses sound really good. Thank you very
Yeah, oh, those are the ones that are making those tones? Oh, yeah, I liked it a lot. Now, are you doing the clappy thing every morning?
We are. Would you like to explain what we did?
Well, I don't. It's a really cool tradition in Japan, I guess, where they do this motivational clap thing for the team. But you explain it and then invite people there because it was really cool this morning. Everyone should go.
Okay. So, thank you very much, Deb. Deb happened to come to an open house that we had at Metzger's Printing and Mailing in Toledo, Ohio, and this was an inaugural event for that great customer of ours, where they were in essence christening their brand new 10-color press that they had bought from us about 6 months before that. In the Japanese culture, especially their business culture, there's a celebration, I would call it, that is very, very common at the beginning of any big endeavor. So literally, if a Japanese company was going to break ground on a big building, all the big executives would do something like this. So if you could hold this for just a second. Their process is that they clap 3 times, times 3, and they chant. And it's very, very motivational. So the way that they start is they go, hi, 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 and then everybody cheers.
Yay!
The reason that we did that, to be honest, was that Deb came over and made it a command performance. I hadn't even thought of this, and I like to think of myself as a bit of a marketing guy, but Deb outdid me, which is not unusual. And so every morning we're going to open the show right at the start time, and Deb is going to be there to help support that. So, all right?
Thank you so much. I think that, are there any other Alliance Brief members here? No, so that's it for our first Alliance Brief. Thanks, everybody. Our next panel starts at 1:30, I believe. Living Large Possibility, Pentest Possibilities with Wide Format, I believe, is correct. Definitely come back and see that. Wide format is very topical in the print industry. It's very easy entry for your business. You probably want to get involved, and thanks so much. We're going to stop the broadcast now, and then we'll be back in about 20 minutes or so. Thanks a lot, everybody.